I just wanted to give you guys a little PSA and let you know that I am starting my own lingerie line. And I am so excited about that. It's a passion project for me. If you've known me ever in life, or if you can just tell by the type of girl I am, I love to wear lingerie, and who better to have a lingerie line than me? You know what I mean? So the next couple of videos that you're going to see me upload are kind of going to be me taking you on my journey and just a lot of what I have done to get this lingerie line off the ground, a lot of the stressful moments, a lot of the planning, a lot of the things that I bought, just a lot of like unboxing videos, the product that I've bought, the vendors that I've been working with. So it'll be like really educational, and it'll also be fun for you guys to kind of come along with me on this journey and see exactly what it took for me to get this brand started. I probably should say the name of the brand. It's called A la Nuit, and it's in French, and it means at night. Super sexy, super empowering. The brand is supposed to make women feel like they're beautiful, feel empowered, feel sexy, and just, you know, teach them that self-care, luxury, and self-confidence are very important to have in your life as a woman, and that is just what that's all about. So I am just so excited about this brand. But anyway, let me stop talking. Let's get right into the video.
So today's logo is going to be made in Canva. So I'm going to just open a new tab and go to Canva's website. I typically use Canva for almost anything, and I use this like on a weekly basis. I have Canva Pro, which is $120 a year, which is pretty cheap a month. I think that's only like $9.99 a month, and they do have a free version, but I find that the free version can be helpful but for some of the things that I use Canva for, I felt like the Pro worked better in my favor. So I do recommend you trying out Canva if you've never used it, and the free version will create the logo that you need easily and additionally do all the basic things that you may need. But if you're someone who is constantly designing things, like if you have your own YouTube channel and you're wanting to create all of these really cool thumbnails, I suggest you get Canva Pro. So you're going to start off by creating a new design, and the really great thing about Canva is that they kind of have dimensions laid out for you, and they also have templates for like anything you could possibly need for social media, your personal business, marketing, education, or trending. So what we're going to be doing today for our business needs is like doing a logo, so we can access it under templates or create a new design, and these are the most popular, so obviously that's why these are there. So I'm going to click on logo, and the sizing for this is 500 by 500 pixels, and if we translate that in inches, that is 5.2 by 5.2 inches, which is really great. It's going to give us a really nice size logo for us to work with. So my brand is a lingerie brand, as you guys know by now, and it means at night in French. À la nuit, at night. So with that being said, I knew that I wanted this logo to kind of be very sleek and sexy, and one of my favorite colors to wear is the color nude. And I just really love how that looks against my skin. Just a really like nice tan color is what I knew I wanted to include in my logo. And then aside from that, I knew that I wanted to use a black background. So I started off the idea of my logo just knowing the colors that I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be black, and I wanted it to be some type of nude tone color. And I have my name, which is an LLC company at this point. It's incorporated, taking care of like all my tax paperwork, all of that set to go. So no one can copy it in the state of New York or in general, because it is an actual business of its own at this point. So I was just kind of looking through some of the templates that Canva had to offer, and the one that really stood out to me was this aesthetic one, and I just really loved this color tan. That's actually what caught my eye first, and then past that, I love the aesthetic of this template. I loved how simple it is. I loved how basic it was, and I loved how chic it looked. So the one thing I knew I wanted to use was this color tan, and I knew I wanted to use these little brackets. But at this point, I have to fill in my personal brand name and just play around with fonts and colors. I didn't know what font I wanted to use. I do have a couple of favorites that are my go-to for, different projects that I work on. So I knew that I was going to play around with my favorite fonts and see if they could be used in a logo. So the great thing about Canva is that everything is customizable, everything. So I'm just going to make a new page and just show you how you can just customize different things. If I love this little widget, I can copy that widget and I can actually paste it into this logo that I'm making here. Or if I love, this little leaf here, if I love that, I'm gonna group it. If I love this little leaf and I feel like I want to add that in my logo somewhere, I can just add it in there and just play around and get really creative, and then I probably can fill it to whatever color that I possibly can think of and just go from there. So with that being said, I knew that I wanted my background to be black. So I'm gonna just go ahead and change that really quickly. And I'm gonna start off by adding my company name. So my business again is called A La Nuit by MRainelle. So now that we got that in there, this is what we're working with so far. So like I said, I can literally just add whatever I want in here. The really great thing about Canva Pro is that you can find different elements. So for example, if I wanted to find, some of the things that I've looked for before are the email symbol. If I wanted to add that in my logo, here is one that they have, and I can change the color of it and just I can really just play around and just add whatever element to my logo that I can possibly find in here. But the one thing I do want to caution you guys about, some of these images are owned by Canva, and that is inclusive of fonts. So whatever font you decide that you want to use, make sure that it is a free commercial font that can be found anywhere on the internet. So Canva, because when your brand blows up and you become this really big, famous, well-known company and you're using one of Canva's unique fonts, you don't want them to come back and say, hey, you owe us money for using that font. And you don't want to have to change your logo and your font at that point once you've established such a large brand presence. So just make sure that whatever font you're using can be available for commercial use. And I know that one of my favorite fonts is actually BEAUTIES New. I just love this font and how sleek it is. So I'm just going to offset that a little bit. And as you can see, I Googled earlier just to show you guys an example of how to find out if your font is free for commercial use. You can just type it in Google. Google literally has all the answers to your question. So as you can see, BEAUTIES New is definitely free for commercial use. And you can just Google whatever font it is that you're interested in and popping it in and see if it's a go. So it's a go for BEAUTIES New. And another font that I really love is Maserad. How do you use Maz? It's Maserati. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that is another one of my favorite fonts that I use for many projects. I don't think I used it in this particular font, but I just wanted to tell you that, you should probably Google fonts before you go ahead and, I think I spelled that wrong. But anyway, thank God for Google. But yeah, so it does says that it is free for personal use and commercial use. So we're good to go with that font if I wanted to use that. The next one that I really love is Avant Pro. This Avant Pro series. So I love bold. I love light. I love medium, and I also love super thin. It just really depends on what I'm using it for. Being that this is going in my logo and I knew I want to put this on clothing, I felt like the thin might be a little bit too thin. And if the logo is small at any point, it might be hard to read. So I decided to go ahead and use Avon Pro Light. So this is basically essentially what my logo ended up being. And I'm just gonna ungroup everything. So that's not grouped. I'm just gonna change the color of this. And the other great thing about Canva is that within the document you're working, whatever colors pop up, it'll stay here. So because I had liked that tan color from earlier, I made sure I just had something that had that tan color so I didn't have to go back and try to find it. Because you can find new colors and things like that, but to find that brown, again, I knew it was going to be a little bit of a headache. So I just, added a little element and changed it to the font the color of the font that I was going to want to use for my logo. So as you can see, because it's in the document, the font color is easily accessible, and here it is. I changed my font, and I can change these brackets to the same color, and this is my logo. So without this little element in it, this is my logo. It's very clean, it's very sleek, and it took me all of 10 minutes to make after playing around with sizing. I'm just gonna group all of these things together so I can just move it as a unit, and I just went ahead and centered it. I just went ahead and centered my logo, and this is just it. Actually, that kind of looks off-centered to me for some reason. Let's ungroup. There's something. Okay. It grouped something additional. Oh, so the MRainelle is what is grouped, and it's causing this to be wider, which is not centering it in the way that I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix that. Just make that smaller, bring that within the square, and I'm just going to move that over. And this is my logo. So I'm going to just go ahead and group this, and then I'm going to go ahead and attempt at centering again. Perfect. So as you can see, we're even on both sides, we're even on top and bottom. Logo is done, simple, and this is what I will be using on all of my packaging. So if there's anything additional that I might want to add in here, let's see like what other things I could have added. It's a lingerie company. Let's see what items they have for lingerie. None of these are particularly my style, but hey, these are things that I could have used if I wanted to. And like I said, we can customize it to look however we may want it to. If I want to change her hair color and her leg color, I could have. Let's change that. If I want it to be just like a full figure, something cool like that, invert it. There's just like so much that you can do. Well, my laptop is dying. It's not going to die while I'm recording, so we're good there. But yeah, there's just so much that can be done in Canva. If I wanted to add that to my logo, I could have totally did that. Something cool like this. Actually, like that little figure there. I think that's kind of cute. But yeah, there's just so much that you can do to create a logo for yourself. You don't have to pay someone to do it, but if you do want to, have some type of element added to your logo that you cannot find in Canva, you can hire someone to create this element, have them save it as a PDF file and on a transparent background, and then you can upload it into Canva. I've uploaded, my previous logos for YouTube in here. And if I wanted to add that in here at any point, I could. Well, this logo, I can't change the color of it because it's just stationary in black. So it's not going to show up on my black background. But say that I wanted to change my logo to a tan color and add in something that I uploaded. Like, for example, if I wanted to take out this on MRainelle, I'm just going to ungroup everything really quick. Group, And let's say I want to take out this MRainelle here and add in the one from my YouTube background to be a part of it, and say that I wanted to, you know, change this and make this black to match that. Oh, wrong thing. I could totally do that. I'm going to just change that to black. Change this to black. You know, I could have made a logo that looked like this. Let's change that to black. You know, could have did something cool like that. You can literally just play with it. So that's what I love about Canva. You have free range to literally create the design and logo that you want to on your own terms. I'm a type of person where I'm a little bit controlling and I'm very meticulous when it comes to details. So when I realize that when I have other people do things for me, I'm typically never 100% satisfied because I want to put my own personal touch on it, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, this would have been a cool background for me. I actually really do like this. And, you know, should I change my logo in the future? Maybe I would do something similar to this, because this is pretty cute. So look, we just created myself a whole new template in Canva in under 10 minutes. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. I'm not a graphic designer at all, but I was able to go ahead and create my logo. So with that being said, you can also resize this. So if you want this to be your business card, you can resize your logo to a business card. So Canva will automatically go ahead and resize it to you, for you. And hey, it is in business size format. So the business cards are 3.5 by 2 inches. So you would probably want to use up all of your quote unquote white space on your business card. And just make your logo a little bit bigger so when you print it, it would print. So what I would do, you can either print yourself business cards from Canva or you can download it. I'm going to download both pages. And I really didn't need the second page. I only needed the first. But I'm going to go ahead and save that to my desktop. And then I can upload this into Vistaprint. Let's see, business cards. What kind of business cards do I want? Not sure, but we'll figure it out while we're there. I love premium anything. That typically tends to be like the better quality of things. Depending on your budget, you can play around with standard is fine. That's just like a regular business card. Premium is a little bit thicker. Premium plus is like super thick, unnecessary. At this point, if you're just starting out a business, I love glossy business cards and I love a standard square corner. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. And as you can see, that is only $30 for 500. So let's go ahead and you can either design it in Vistaprint ourselves, but we created our logo and our business cards in Canva. So we don't need to use their templates in Vistaprint. We can go ahead and upload our design. So we're going to pick the business card layout that we like, click next, and then we are going to just find the design that we created. And then we're just going to go ahead and upload it. And look, our design is on a beautiful business card. And this is exactly what our business card would look like. And you can add a backside if you want for an additional $16. And you can create that same two-sided background. So let's do a preview of what our card would look like. That's the front, and that would be the back. So I would not suggest that the back of your business card be the same as the front. I'll show you my actual business card that I created in Canva. Let's just pull it up really quickly. My business card. This is what it looks like. I know we created this earlier, and I resized it to business size format, 3.5 by 2. And then for the back of my business cards, like I was saying, I wouldn't suggest for you to ever have like the same thing in the back and the front. You want to have some type of contact information. So I did end up using the element that we found, the figure of the lady standing. I have a brand explanation, what the logo means, what the brand name means in English. I have my Instagram handle. I have the hashtag that we're going to be using and can be found under. I have contact information as to where you can reach me in terms of emailing, and obviously the website. So I just went ahead and downloaded that and uploaded it right back into Vistaprint. And I'm just going to do that and show you guys. So we're going to go back into business cards. And I personally went ahead and did the premium glossy standard, and I wanted to do 500. So that is $30, as you can see, and we're going to just upload the design we created. So you would just upload from your computer, but being that I did it already, it's already sitting here. So this is what my front is going to be. And then as we saw earlier, the back is an additional 16. So this is what the back of my business card is going to look like. And I went with the premium finish, glossy. And this is exactly what my business card is going to look like. So it's very sleek. It's very chic, exactly brand appropriate for me. So Vistaprint always has discount codes. So the current one that you guys could probably use that's going on that will give you 20% is Thanks 20. And that brings your total from $46 to $36. So it's pretty affordable. When you calculate that, this is how much it is per card. We're only paying $36.80 divided by 500 cards. So we're only paying basically 7 cents per card. So that is super, super cheap. And your best bet. You created your free business card in Canva. You made the logo yourself in Canva. And you're able to upload it and print it all in the same day for under $40. So I think this is your best bet. If you guys have any questions at all, definitely comment below and let me know. But I hope this tutorial was helpful.